Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is OC from OC Imaging, and in today's video I have to talk about the Ulanzi 120 watt bi-colored LED cob light. To give you some context, I have to talk about the lights that I have before, or the light that I have before, which is an 80 watt GVM battery powered, so you can actually use 2 NPF battery to power this light. So that's perfect when you're at weddings and you just want to put up a light and turn it on. You don't want to have to plug it in or anything like that. In addition, not every venue has something that you can plug into. Now, that was great and all, and it's actually a pretty good light. I have to give it up to GVM for that. It is a very good light. The overall amp usability that I've gotten from the Ulanzi light completely outweighs the GVM. Now here's the light. As you can see, it is a very compact light, and you can power this using a V-mount battery. Now a V-mount battery for me is way more usable than multiple NPF batteries. Don't get it twisted, I still go around with NPF batteries. However, it is so much better to use a V-mount battery when you need that power. And like I said, it's a very compact light. As you can see, it's very powerful, and I had this at 50% the entire time it was on at the reception. So what I did, like I said, I monitor it, so when it's not needed to be on, I just power it down using the app, and the distance or the range on the app was pretty good as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this V-mount battery to the back of this light here, and that's it. It's pretty simple, and you can go ahead and power it on. Now, because of my the last thing I did with this on the app, I'm not sure if you can see it there, but it says off. So the last thing that I did with this was to turn it off using the app. When you turn it back on, it stays the same. So I didn't have to worry about the light turning on and blinding it or blowing up my sensor or anything like that. But yeah, this is it. This is how functional it is, and it retains the information, the last thing that took place on this. Now, this was my first time using the Ulanzi 120 watt bi-colored light. However, I immediately wanted to buy 2 more. Like, I want to buy 2 more right now. These are so good, so useful once you can mount them, especially for me, and having them to use at wedding receptions. I think 4 of these in 4 corners of that space would be an amazing thing to have, and I definitely recommend anybody to get these. Like I said, this was my first use though, and so far so good. I don't think there's a better way that you can test an item than out in the field that you actually work in. So again, the Ulanzi 120, definitely a good buy, and I might be grabbing the 200 because they got a 200 watt as well. So I might be grabbing 1 or 2 of the 200 watts. Like, these things are amazing. And when it comes to wedding receptions, which are normally at light and not at a well-lit place, light is key, and it's gonna come in clutch. You're gonna have less noise in your footage, and it's just gonna be better to look at. All right, so I'm currently out of frame, and my aim right now is I'm pointing the Ulanzi light at the back wall here. All I'm gonna do is turn off these 2 lights, which are the tube lights. It should be pretty dark now, minus the background light there. And what I am gonna do is go ahead into the app, and I'm gonna power the Ulanzi light on. And let me tell you, this is at 19%. So I'm gonna bring this all the way up to 100%, and that's what it is. I'm gonna bring it back down to 20. And this is pretty much where it was at on the wedding yesterday. I initially started out at 50%, but then I realized that I brought it down to 20%, and it was perfectly fine. So I'm gonna turn the tube lights back on so you can get an idea of how bright it really is. And I'm gonna turn this light off now. All right, now while it's good that I did that test just now, but I felt like I wanted to do something more outdoorsy that would be somewhat similar to a reception setup. So I'm in the dark, and I am now going to turn on one of the lights. That's the one behind me, and then turning on the one at the front, and you can see me now. So you see the huge difference that it gets. And I can tell you that both these lights are currently at 1%. So the one that's at the front, I'm gonna turn it up to 100%. It's daytime. I don't need to do that with the back one, but I'm going to do it just for the sake of doing it. I'm well lit. So for weddings, like I said, I had this at 20, or the wedding I did with it, I had this at 20, and 20% is actually pretty darn good. And I also had other lights complementing it. So this is what you can get from the Ulanzi 120 COB lights. That pretty much wraps it up. This quick little review of the Ulanzi 120 light. I absolutely love these so far. And in all honesty, Ulanzi, I hope that you come out with a 400 or a 500 watt version of this light. I would definitely buy it without a question. Also, I want to remind you guys to hit that like and subscribe button and prepare for more videos coming from this channel. Now, if you made it this far into the video, go ahead and tell me what you think of my lighting setup. I have 2 tube lights here and a practical light in the background. I know the top of my head might not be well lit right now, but I actually like the look of this. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is OC from OC Imaging. Peace out. So that pretty much wraps up this quick review of, wow, do I always do that with a, I chose the wrong time to do this, Lord. Go, 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 go. Bite, go, go, okay. And is it diagonal? I actually don't know. I'm gonna shut up. Let me start over. My gosh, this should not be so hard.